There's an old analogy, it says, you may have heard it before, about all the prophecies and what it would take for those prophecies all to come true about the birth of Christ. And the analogy they use is you would take silver dollars, put them across the state of Texas. Not like one line, like literally cover the state of Texas with silver dollars all over it, however that works. And then keep putting silver dollars on the state until it was 2 feet high. The entire state is covered in silver dollars. And then send some guy or girl in there, and they are trying to just walk across the state, randomly reach down at one point, pull out one silver dollar that has an X on it that you marked, but you have to send them in there blindfolded. So they walk across Texas. I don't know how hard that would be, but it seems like it'd be hard. You walk across Texas blindfolded in 2 feet deep of silver dollars, pull out that one, and that's the one that has the X on it. That's the same number in 1 in 10 to the 17th power. So 1 in 10 to the 17th power. It looks like this if you put it up there in numbers. That is the chance that you would get that silver dollar, all right? It's possible, sure, but it's going to be really hard. And the analogy goes like this. 8 of the prophecies about Jesus Christ being born, the things that people said way before it actually happened, 8 of those prophecies happening is that number. It's the exact same number of 8 of those happening for the birth of Jesus Christ, the way that it happened. Now the problem is there's 322 prophecies. There's no number that I can put up there. It's a lot of zeros. The Bible has 322 loose ends in the Old Testament that all end up happening. So all these plot twists, things, prophecies over thousands of years, all of it is tied up and summed up perfectly. Now, the skeptic's gonna say, well, that's because, one guy was writing the end. This is what I would have thought in my head, writing the end of the story. And so it's pretty easy as you're writing the end of the story to say, go back to this part in the first part and be like, all right, well, this is going to happen because you just wrote about it. Okay, sure, that makes sense on one level until you start to realize how big the Bible is. When you start to go and you start looking book after book after book, and how in these books the writing style changes, like different authors are involved. Then you have years that are so massively different in that you can look at history books that have nothing to do with the Bible. They were not written with the Bible in mind, and you put that together and you say, this is what's happening in history. Here's it happening in the Bible before that. You can look at the science of what the Bible talks about are things we didn't even realize were true until a couple hundred years ago. That you can look at. But putting all that aside, you know how you watch a 2-hour movie about Transformers or something, and they have all those people at the end, just credits and credits and credits, like 14 different songs are going while the credits are rolling by. And you look at that and you go, so you had all of those people looking at this story over the last year. These things aren't quick. Over a year of building this 2-hour movie, and you still had this many plot holes that you couldn't wrap up in some way? And the Bible has 322 of those moments in which any of them could have went south. And we honestly could have been like, well, I'll give you 1, I'll give you 2, but most would not. Skeptics have been digging through this, trying to find flaws for years, thousands of years. Very smart people going through it, and it holds up time and time again. And the entire thing is about Jesus Christ.